morning and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Bubba Show. Usually we do news on Wednesday, but because we got some news coming today, we're going to do news on Tuesday, and then I've got a special treat for Wednesday and Thursday. But so this week, as we've talked about, news is really not an issue, but what I wanted to start to see is if the market started to react poorly on bad news, and I think we saw a little bit of that last week as the market's starting to react poorly. So we do have a lot of news this week. The housing data, as you know where I stand, I think that the housing data is priced in, and housing can only get better, so I don't expect that part of the week's news to have any major effect here. But we do have some numbers that will have some effect or could, and we've got some consumer confidence numbers. We've got numbers, Chicago PMI on Thursday, consumer price index today. These are numbers that show the actual status of what's going on and might create some action. Now, these numbers only mean something when the traders want them to mean something. So, unless they're a dramatic miss, and with today's world, there's not that many dramatic misses. But we've also got this week a recap on GDP. That should give you some idea of where we're standing. And you've also got Michigan sentiment on Friday, which is the 5,000 people in Michigan, including CEOs, that give an idea of where they think we're going. But again, what I want to watch for here and what I'm looking for is what effect the news actually has. If the news is bad, does the news really draw the market down? Or if the news is good, does it really propel the market up? I think what you're seeing is a market that is in what we talked about yesterday, in some topping action. I think that you'll start to see more effect of bad news. Okay, now we don't trade the news. What we're looking for is areas and levels to trade off of. But news will have an effect. We have nothing left to really drive on now. Earnings season is over. But what we do have this week is we have the end of the quarter. You will get some window dressing. It's a holiday week. Keep these things in mind as the way that it trades. For example, for you options traders, expiration is Thursday this week for the weekly options. It's not Friday. It's Thursday because the markets are closed on Good Friday. So, remember to keep everything in mind as to what's going on. But as it always comes back to, following the footprints of the market and following the overall chart and then making your decision. All the news it will help push one way or another to a level we're looking to get involved in. Remember, have a happy Passover, happy Easter. Everybody have a great week. Remember, the Average Joe Options call on Monday night, been great, having a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. Todd at Average Joe Options if you're interested. For Tuesday, the Bubba Show, have a great day.